What's up, everybody? My name is Laura Clunan. I'm a Whole30 certified coach, and today I'm going to talk to you about why I am obsessed with the white sweet potato. I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways that you can make it, and we'll talk a little bit about why Whole30 is not as low carb as you think it is. Let's actually start there. Whole30 is not as low carb as you think it is. So a lot of people assume that you have to cut all carbs from your diet when you are doing a Whole30. Now that's not really true. What Whole30 has you do is eliminate sugar, which means that all of your simple carbohydrates that you might have been using for fuel are gone, because those ones are the ones that will make you have energy and then drop energy. You've had a sugar crash before, right? Now, Whole30 actually focuses more on complex carbohydrates. So you can get those from like sweet potato, squash, other kinds of veggies. And so it naturally kind of becomes more low carb because we're focusing a lot more on replacing some of those processed foods with veggies. And veggies don't have a lot of carbs in the first place. So we have to, especially if we're an athlete or somebody who works out regularly, we have to include those natural carb sources, okay? Those are the ones that give our muscles energy. So I always like to make sure that I have some sweet potatoes on hand because they're so versatile. They will take on basically any flavor that you want to give them, and they're really, really easy to make. I'm not kidding. So like, this is my most basic, easiest way to do it. You take your white sweet potato, because white sweet potatoes are better. Don't argue with me, okay? Those orange ones are basic and they're nonsense. Get a white sweet potato, meaning they look like this, and when you cut them open, they are white. You're gonna place it on a sheet of tin foil that is slightly larger than your sweet potato. You're gonna take some olive oil. I'm just gonna drizzle it on top. I'm gonna wrap my sweet potato. Make sure you curl in the edges. And then I'm going to put it in a baking dish, because when this potato becomes hot, it's going to leak that olive oil into your oven. Don't ask me how I know that, okay? You're gonna put this in the oven while you're doing all of your other meal prep, because this sucker is gonna take a long time to cook, but I promise it's worth it, okay? When you do that, you're gonna put it in the oven for, let's see, 425, and it's probably gonna be in there for like an hour, hour and a half. It depends on how thick your sweet potato is. But you're gonna go ahead and stab it to make sure that it's nice and soft before you take it out of the oven, because you really do not want your sweet potato to be a hard one. That's one way. The second way I actually learned from a different blogger, and I will link her below. But basically, you're gonna just take your sweet potato and you're gonna cut it in half, and then place it on a baking sheet like this. That'll cut your bake time in half, because you're not doing it the very first way. But obviously it takes a little bit more effort, and I am lazy. My very last favorite way to do it is to take a really sharp knife. I like paring knives because I feel like I can maneuver them a little bit better, but you don't have to do it that way. And I like making sweet potato toast. So it's not gonna hold up like an actual toast. You can't make your basic avocado toast like that. But you can dump on like bacon, poached eggs. You could put your avocado on there. Just, it's not gonna lift up like you think it will. All right, to make a sweet potato toast, you're gonna take your sweet potato, you cut off the ends like this, okay? And then you're gonna very carefully slice the edge off so that you can really see that white in the middle. And then I'm going to cut really thin slices. And it's okay to go really slow, but basically I'm just gonna get a really thin toast, and then I'm gonna place it on a baking sheet that is covered in tin foil. When I am done with all of those, because I can get quite a few out of this one, I'm going to sprinkle some olive oil on top of that toast, and then I can season it however I want. So for these, I really like Primal Palette. Their breakfast blend is so good. And basically, I can make these if I'm having people over. I'll sometimes make these, But you can always make them in advance too and pile on those ingredients later in the week. If you're gonna do that, these are so easy to just toss into the toaster oven and then just like reheat them, retoast them a little bit before you eat them every day. So I like them cold. I love me a sweet potato, and I love sweet potato toast. So hopefully you got a couple of different ideas that you can use the sweet potato. And yeah, the white sweet potato is awesome. Like I said, don't argue, just try it. It's gonna be great. All right, guys, if this video helped you in any way, go ahead and like and share and tell everybody about your sweet potato love. All right, have a good one.